Hello, everybody. How is it going today? It is Tyler here with Zone In Sports, and today we will be zoning in on the college football Week 4 lines. We're going to be doing it a little bit differently going forward. I'm not going to be going over so many games, man. Very, very time consuming. I work full time. It's very tough to get all that done, man. Very, very tired. But either way, I think it'll be better to just focus on a few less games. I'll still have plenty of picks, and I'll talk about some games I'll throw in teasers and stuff like that as well. But as far as the videos go, I'm probably only going to go over like 5 to 10 games each week, and I'll still give out all my straight plays and like I said, the picks that I want to include in teasers and stuff like that. So, real quickly, I'll go over the pick from last night, Thursday night, and then tonight's Friday night game. If you did not see the Week 3 recap video, we did go over the Thursday and Friday picks in that one, with all the reasoning and all that good stuff. But real quickly, I'll just recap. Thursday night, last night, we hit West Virginia money line. That was a nice victory there. It was kind of close for a little while there against Virginia Tech, but they were able to pull away later on in that game. Nice victory for West Virginia. And then for tonight, we had Syracuse -5.5, parlayed with the under 56.5 in that game is plus 119. So it's a two-leg parlay, but we'll just be counting it as a straight play there. Syracuse -5.5 and under 56.5 against Virginia. We'll go ahead and move into Saturday. First game I will be going over here is at noon. You got Clemson, number 5 ranked Clemson, laying 7.5, traveling to number 21 Wake Forest. Both of these teams are 3-0 on the year. Clemson 1-2 against the spread, and Wake is 2-1 against the spread. As far as trends go, Wake Forest is 4-1 against the spread in September, and Clemson has only covered 1 out of the last 10 in September. Wake Forest has covered 4 straight following an ATS loss, and Clemson has only covered 2 of their last 9 following an ATS loss. And then as far as head-to-head, Wake has actually covered 7 of the last 10 against Clemson at home. So when Wake hosts Clemson, they usually cover, but at the same time, it's usually a much bigger point spread, as Wake was not as good of a program, the last 10 years, but the last 2-3 years, they've definitely came into their own and, have been relevant. It's nice to see, the good solid program. I like watching Sam Hartman, solid quarterback there. But yeah, I know Clemson, they've won like head-to-head with them, like I think the last 10 or 11 in a row. But even if Clemson wins, I do like Wake Forest to keep it close here. My straight play on this one is going to be Wake Forest plus the 7.5 at -120 on FanDuel. Then moving on to 3:30, we got another ranked versus ranked matchup. We got number 20 Florida getting 10.5 as they travel to number 11 Tennessee. Tennessee is 3-0 this year, and they've covered all 3 games, where Florida is 2-1 and just 1-2 against the spread. As far as trends go, we got Florida 0-8 against the spread on the road, 0-5 against the spread against conference opponents, and they've only covered 1 of the last 10 overall. So very bad ATS trends there for Florida. And Tennessee have covered 4 of their last 6 overall and 4 of their last 5 September games. So not a whole lot there. It's just one I feel good about. Game day, college game day is going to be there in Knoxville, Tennessee, man, for this matchup. So, I don't know why I like to always mention that, but I usually will bet with teams when game day goes to their place, man. Sometimes it seems like they play more up for it. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything. But I just figured I'd mention it. I like this Tennessee offense, man. I think they could score a lot of points. I see them winning this game kind of easily, but I don't think they will have a chance to blow Florida out by any chance. But I think they definitely can win by a couple scores here. I'm actually going to take the alternate spread, as our official play will be Tennessee -9.5 at -138. I think they win by at least a touchdown and a field goal here. Florida, they've had some ups and downs this year. Looked real good week 1 as they beat Utah as an underdog there. But since then, they have definitely struggled. They barely escaped USF last week. I'm not sure what to expect from this Florida team going forward. I think a lot of people overreacted from their big win in week 1 against Utah. So we'll see how it goes, but I definitely think Tennessee at home will get the job done, and their offense will score at least 30 plus. I think they could get into the 40s, and I think Florida, probably settles in around 17 to 24. So yeah, I think Tennessee maybe 35-24, 38-24, something like that. Either way, Tennessee's going to cover -9.5 at -138 for us on the alternate spread. On another 3:30 kickoff, we got Notre Dame at North Carolina. It's opened as a pick'em, and it has moved just a little bit as North Carolina is now laying -1.5. Don't really have a lot of notes on this one, man. I wrote down Notre Dame stinks, which they definitely do. I was expecting them to win a lot more easily against Cal last week, but Cal was able to put up 17 points on them. And if they can do that on Notre Dame's very good defense, then I think North Carolina's very good offense will definitely score plenty. Not anything insane. We're not going to see like an App State North Carolina game here or anything, but I think North Carolina gets at least 3 touchdowns, maybe 4, maybe 5. But either way, I think they will win this game easily, and I just don't see Notre Dame being able to keep up with them. Their offense is not good. Defense still solid, but North Carolina at home, I like them here to find a way to get this victory. They'll be able to get it done, man. Their offense should be able to score some points, where Notre Dame's is just very sketchy to watch. At 4 o'clock, we got a solid little Pac-12 matchup here as number 15 Oregon is laying 6.5 as they travel to Washington State. Washington State is 3-0 on the year while covering 2 out of those 3. And Oregon is 2-1 this year, also 2-1 against the spread. As far as trends go, you got Oregon 11-5 against the spread, their last 16 against teams with a winning record. And the favorite in this matchup has covered 4 of the last 5. Washington State does have some pretty solid ATS trends, but one that will go in the favor of how we're taking this game is Washington State is just 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 September games. And basically, I just really like Oregon's defense, and I think they'll be able to slow down Washington State, who is a team that I definitely like a lot, and we'll still look to take them going forward. But in this matchup, man, I just think Oregon's defense is just going to be too good, and they're going to be able to hold Washington State pretty low amount of points here. I think, no more than like 17. And I think, Washington State's defense also pretty decent. Nothing like Oregon's, though, but I think Bo Nix and company can, score enough here to, get around 24, 27, maybe into the 30s. I like Oregon -6.5 here at -115. That is our straight play on this one. And next up, a 7 o'clock kickoff. Another ranked versus ranked matchup. We got number 10 Arkansas getting 2.5 points as they play number 23 Texas A&M. It's a neutral site here. They're playing at Cowboy Stadium. I believe they played there last season as well, in which Arkansas won that game 20-10. As it was a defensive battle, and Arkansas just did not let Texas A&M get anything done on their offensive side. And I'm expecting pretty close to the same here. I don't think Arkansas's defense has been as good this year so far as they were last year. But either way, I think they will bounce back here after a tough game last week. They did not look good early in a game that they should have won probably by 20 or 30 points. But either way, I think that, they'll want to make a statement, be like, yeah, don't be worried about us. We're still, good to go. KJ Jefferson and the boys, they're going to score some points. Texas A&M defense I like a lot, but I think Arkansas in this setting, in this sort of like where they're at in the season, I think they'll go out there and be able to score points. And on the other side, Texas A&M, man, their offense stinks, man. I don't think they're going to be able to score a lot. It'll be a little bit more high scoring. Well, I shouldn't say high scoring, but there will be more scoring in this game than there was in the matchup last year, but not a whole lot. Instead of 20-10, maybe 24-17, 24-13, or something like that. Either way, I think Arkansas will be able to get the job done and get this victory here. Our straight play here is Arkansas moneyline plus 105. And with some quick trends for the head-to-head, Arkansas has covered the last 4 against Texas A&M, and they've covered 5 of the last 7 at Texas A&M. Also, the underdog has covered 4 straight, which I'm guessing Arkansas has probably been the underdog in 4 straight. If they've covered the last 4, that means they've been the underdog the last 4, obviously. Arkansas has also covered 4 straight neutral site games, and they've covered 8 of their last 9 in September, and they've covered 5 of the last 7 overall. Texas A&M in neutral site games has only covered 1 of their last 5, and they've only covered 3 out of their last 10 in September. So yeah, trends looking good for us there too. But yeah, Arkansas moneyline plus 105 is our straight play on that one. Next up, we got an 8 o'clock kickoff. Kansas State is getting 12.5 points as they travel to number 6 Oklahoma. Over-under on this one is 51.5. No play on it, but I figured I'd mention it. 51.5 is somewhat low for an Oklahoma game, but based off of what I've seen from Kansas State's offense last week, I understand why the total is lower than Oklahoma games normally are. Either way, our straight play on this one is going to be Oklahoma minus 12.5, minus 112 there. They are 3-0 on the year, 2-1 against the spread, and Kansas State is 2-1, also 2-1 against the spread. As far as trends go, Kansas State has only covered 1 of their last 5 against teams with a winning record. The home team has covered 5 of the last 6, home team being Oklahoma. Oklahoma's covered 5 of their last 7 against teams with a winning record, and they've covered 5 of their last 6 games at home. So yeah, trends looking solid on that one too. Oklahoma minus 12.5 is our straight play there. Definitely think their offense will score plenty of points against Kansas State. Last week I was very surprised at what I saw from them after they whooped on Mizzou the week before. It's just a team, maybe they go back and forth each week, and maybe they show up this time and screw us over, but I'm not counting on that, man. Oklahoma, man, at home, they're gonna put up points and cover this 12.5 for us against Kansas State. Next up, 9:30 kickoff. We got the USC Trojans, ranked 7th in the nation. They were minus 6.5, but they are now just laying 5.5 as they travel to Oregon State. So man, that's always a tough place to go play, man. And Oregon State is a team that I do like, but USC, man, the way they've been playing, the way that offense has looked, I'm just going to continue to take them. I'm surprised that the books keep on giving them somewhat short lines. I know Oregon State, man, they're 3-0 on the year, 3-0 against the spread. Both these teams have covered all 3 games and won them all this season. So yeah, I do like Oregon State, man, but USC is a team that I'm just going to keep on betting until they give me a reason not to. I wasn't that high on them going into this season. I knew they had a lot of talent coming in, but thought, maybe it'd take a couple years for Lincoln Riley to fully get everything implemented and figured out to where USC can get back to being USC. But hey, man, they've looked very solid to start this season, and I like them to cover this minus 5.5. That is our straight play here. USC minus 5.5 at minus 114. The Trojans have covered 4 of their last 5 overall and 4 of their last 5 games in September. The road team has covered 4 of the last 5 in this head-to-head. So road team here is USC. Looks good there. And for Oregon State, they have a lot of very good ATS trends, of course. Like I said, they're a team that I like. They're solid for sure. but I just got to go with USC in this one. The way they've looked this season, man, just going to take them to the wheels fall off, similar with the Iowa game unders. And that is actually going to be the last game that we cover in the video. So like I said, man, going forward, instead of going over 20-plus games, I'm going to try to just focus on like 5 to 10 or so. And I will still give out all the rest of my straight plays here in a second. And remember, always go follow us on Twitter at ZoneInSports, so that way you can, ask us questions about our picks or, see our parlays and teasers that we post on the weekends. And, if you have any questions on some of the straight plays that I will list here in a second, just leave a comment on the video or hit us up on Twitter if you have any questions about it, because I still have reasoning. I still did the research. I still have all, my thoughts and, reasons as to why I am going with these picks. I just don't want to take so much time to go over it, and I just working full-time, man. If I didn't have a full-time job, I'd very easily be able to do plenty of videos all the time in the world, but with the full-time job, man, it's tough. But I'm not going to keep going on about that. We'll go ahead and get into these straight plays, man. Remember, we hit Thursday night West Virginia money line. Tonight we got the little two-leg straight on Syracuse -5.5 and the under 56.5 at +119 against Virginia. Then on Saturday, the straight plays that we went over in the video is Wake Forest +7.5 versus Clemson, Tennessee -9.5 at -138 on the alternate spread against Florida, North Carolina money line at -126 against Notre Dame, Oregon -6.5 at Washington State, Arkansas money line at +105 against Texas A&M and Jerry World, and then Oklahoma -12.5 against Kansas State, and USC -5.5 at Oregon State. And the other straight plays I have for Saturday will be Kansas -6.5 at -138 on the alternate line against Duke. We'll take TCU money line at -134 at SMU. We got Toledo money line at -152 at San Diego State. When that opened, it was only -1.5, and the money line was like -130, which would have been much better to give out. I'll still give out the -152 here, as the spread went to -2.5, which I still like, but Toledo money line is the play there. Also, Rutgers +8 at -105 versus Iowa. I will note I will still be playing this under in some sort of teaser-like fashion, but as far as my straight plays go, I'm very confident in this Rutgers +8 at home against Iowa. We'll be on UNLV money line at -154 at Utah State, and that's it for the straight plays. And then I'll give a few teaser considerations here. I like UCF against Georgia Tech. They're -20.5, so I'll probably tease them down to like 13 or so. Get them to win by at least 2 touchdowns. South Alabama against Louisiana Tech. They are -13.5, but we will get South Alabama down to at least -9, and maybe even all the way down to like -6. Tulane, also laying 13.5. They are against Southern Miss. We'll be getting Tulane down to same thing there, either -9 or -6. And then Vandy getting 40.5 at Bama. Obviously, I think Bama will win this game very easily by at least 30, minimum at least 30. I almost gave this out as a straight play, man, but Vandy +40.5, we will look to tease that up to 44.5, 45.5, somewhere in there, and definitely we'll get that in some plays. And then Utah -15.5 at Arizona State. Arizona State, man, they're just not in a good state right now with that program. Herm Edwards just got fired. They lose outright as big underdogs last week to Eastern Michigan. Shout out to my Eagles. Remember, we were on them, so that was nice. But either way, Utah -15.5. I think they could cover that, but definitely just going to consider them for teaser-like parlays and whatnot. But yeah, we'll look to get Utah down to probably 11 or 12, maybe even 9. Probably 9. Yeah, we'll go Utah down to like -9. And then one last one, will be Arizona getting 3.5 as they go to Cal. I don't know if Arizona will pull off this victory, but they are a team that has looked much better so far this year than they have in a while. So I will definitely look to tease them up to at least plus 7.5 and probably even plus 10.5 in a couple of other plays. But yeah, that'll be it for, a few teaser considerations there. We had 14 straight plays there, 6 teaser considerations. Basically what I'll do with those is I will, tease down some of the straight plays as well. Probably take 3 or 4 of those and then add 1 or 2 of the teaser consideration plays as well. And that's how we will formulate probably around 4 to 6 parlays that will all be anywhere from 4 to maybe 6 or 7 legs. It just depends what kind of juice we're laying. Plus, when we get the profit boost on certain books, it's nice to be able to lay a little bit more points, be a little more safe with our picks. But yeah, that is going to do it, man. That is our week 4 picks here at Zone in Sports. Thank you for listening in. Appreciate it a lot. And yeah, hopefully we make some money this weekend. Would be nice. We hit a parlay each of the last 2 weeks. So this week we will look to hopefully hit at least 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Who knows? Maybe we hit them all. You never know, man. But looking to smash this week. I'm feeling very good about these plays. I like that I kind of condensed down what I'm doing with the college football slate right now. Yeah, let's make some money this weekend, man. Any thoughts, leave them in the comments. Any questions on any of the picks that I gave out that I didn't go over in the video, just, ask away. I will be sure to answer as quickly as possible. But yeah, that is going to do it. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit that notification bell so that way you never miss a new video. And yeah, that is going to do it. Have a nice day. Peace.